So my mom and dad had 7 kids, and my mom had lost 4 of those 7 babies. The doctors had told her not to get pregnant again, that if she did, she would be endangering her own life, and so they put her on birth control pills to keep her from getting pregnant. And she ended up getting pregnant with my twin sister and I. And we were premature, and as time went on and we got older, and Mom and Dad decided something's just not quite right with Mellony, and so they took me to the doctor, and the doctors diagnosed me with cerebral palsy. And they told my parents to stick me in an institute, forget they ever had me, that I would be deaf, blind, mute, I would never go to school, I wouldn't be potty trained, that I would just be a vegetable, and it'd be best if they'd stuck me in the institute. My parents are both pastors, and they refused to accept that, and so they took me home, and doing what any pastor would do, they prayed and claimed God's promises over me. I had to wear braces as both my feet turned in. The braces corrected the left leg but not the right, and so I had to continue to wear braces on the right side to walk. I have a lazy eye, and so the doctors put me in an eye patch and gave me eye exercises to do to strengthen that right eye. And of course I had to go through speech therapy to learn how to talk. So people with cerebral palsy can use up to 5 times the amount of energy to do normal walking or movement that the abled body or abled person who doesn't have CP uses. And so with every obstacle I faced and struggled with, I was exerting 5 times more energy than Melinda, my sister. So it took me longer to crawl, took me longer to walk, and at 3 years old my parents bought my sister and I tricycles, and of course I struggled to learn how to ride a tricycle. My feet turned in and my legs weren't strong enough to push the pedals, and the feet fell off the pedals because they didn't lay right. And my parents, being patient as they were, kept putting them back on and kept saying, "Mellony, you can do this." Eventually I learned how to ride the tricycle. At 9 years old, I had an experimental surgery, a tendon transfer on my right leg, which then corrected it, pulled it out straight and laid it down flat so that I could walk. And they told my parents I probably would have to have that surgery redone every year. And luckily I haven't had to do that. I've had plenty of other struggles and obstacles in my life, even growing up as an adult, as I've mastered, the normal struggles with CP for walking and talking and all that. You would think with all the positive words and encouragement my parents gave me that I would have wonderful self-esteem and be confident and not struggle with depression. But that just wasn't the case. I really struggled with low self-esteem and depression throughout my childhood and most of my adult life. So when I was in my 30s, I said to myself, Mellony, if you live to be 80 or 90 years old, that's another 50 or 40 years that you have to live, and I just refuse to be miserable the rest of my life. So I started changing the way I looked at things and the way I spoke to people, and now I put a smile on my face and I speak encouraging words and just try to be the change in the world that I want to see. And speaking positive words to people and the people that you love really changes how you feel as a person and how they feel. So I encourage you that if you're struggling with anything in your life, just try and look at it differently be more positive, put a smile on your face, and it's not always easy, but things will get better. Thank you.